You know, some people are defined by their actions, others by their words. But what if someone was defined by a promise of the ultimate reward? Today, we're going to try and understand the spiritual character of Abu Bakr, a man who walked the earth knowing his destination was paradise. So let's dive in and uncover the qualities that earned him such an incredible divine guarantee. To really get who a person like Abu Bakr was, we can't just focus on the final destination. That's the easy part. We have to look at the journey, the very qualities of his heart and his mind that made him worthy of such an extraordinary promise in the first place.
I mean, listen to those words. These weren't just hopeful thoughts. This was a direct command, a divine announcement from Allah given through the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. This single statement is the key that unlocks everything we're about to explore. So, let's go to the very moment this promise was revealed.
What's amazing is this incredible promise. It wasn't a one-time thing. It was revealed in these quiet moments of companionship and deep recognition, and it paints a picture of a truly special relationship.
Okay, so picture this scene. A companion decides he wants to spend the entire day with the Prophet. He finds him at a garden called Aris, and there's the Prophet just sitting on the edge of a well, his legs dangling in. So the companion sits down at the gate, deciding, I'll be the gatekeeper for him today. And then someone walks up.
And that wasn't the only time something like this happened. In another instance, the Prophet was describing how different people would be called from different gates of paradise, based on their best deeds. The gate of prayer, the gate of charity, and so on. Abu Bakr, always so eager, asked if it was possible for anyone to be so special that they'd be called from all the gates at once. The Prophet's reply was so direct, so personal. Yes, and I hope that you will be one of them.
So this brings up a huge question, right? What was the source of this incredible status? How did he earn this honor? Well, it all started with a deep, unbreakable bond that was built on knowledge. Look, his amazing understanding of the faith, it didn't just happen by accident. It was a direct result of pure dedication. He was with the Prophet constantly, day and night. When they were traveling, when they were at home in Medina, this kind of access, this unparalleled access, became the very foundation of his wisdom. And this knowledge wasn't just theoretical. No, it translated directly into trust. When the Prophet would consult his companions, Abu Bakr was the first to speak. He was the one appointed to lead the prayers, the one chosen to lead the very first Hajj pilgrimage from Medina. These are tasks you only give to the absolute most knowledgeable and trustworthy person. Even the Prophet himself often preferred Abu Bakr's opinion. But his wisdom went even deeper than that. It wasn't just about leadership or legal matters. He had this unique ability to see deeper truths. And this skill really came to life in his talent for interpreting dreams. So a man comes to the Prophet with this incredibly vivid, symbolic dream. He sees a beautiful cloud giving shade, and it's raining down these sweet drops of butter and honey. People are gathering it up in their hands. And then he sees a rope stretching all the way from the earth right up into heaven that the Prophet himself took hold of and began to rise with. When Abu Bakr interpreted it, the meaning just clicked into place. The cloud that gave shade and sustenance, that was Islam itself. The drops of butter and honey, that was the Quran, its sweetness, its richness. And the rope, well, that was the path of truth, which the Prophet held and which Abu Bakr would hold right after him. This ability to see these deeper truths wasn't just intellectual. It was deeply tied to his inner spiritual life. Okay, so we've seen his external knowledge, his leadership. But to really understand his character, we have to look at his inner world, that intimate, personal way he communicated directly with God. Supplication, or dua, it's such a profound act of worship. It's an open line, a direct connection, and Abu Bakr was so incredibly keen to learn exactly how to perfect this connection. The whole foundation for this practice is a divine invitation, an open call from the Lord to all of us. It's not just us asking for things. Making the call is an act of worship in and of itself. And the response is guaranteed. The immediacy in these words, "Indeed, I am near," it just radiates hope and guidance and this feeling of unwavering presence. This promise of closeness is what fuels a believer to constantly turn back to their Lord. And this, right here, is what sets Abu Bakr apart. He acted on this knowledge. He went straight to the source and asked for the perfect words to speak to his Creator during his most personal, private act of worship. And just listen to the prayer he was taught. It is absolutely dripping with humility. There's no pride, no listing of his good deeds. It starts with this profound admission, I have wronged myself greatly. It's a complete recognition of our human flaws and an absolute reliance on divine mercy and nothing else.
Now, this deep, personal humility, it wasn't just about his own shortcomings. It was connected to something much, much bigger, a cosmic understanding of the responsibility placed on all of humanity.
The Quran talks about something called the trust, a level of moral responsibility and free will that is so immense, so heavy, that it was offered to the heavens, to the earth, and to the mountains, and they all refused to bear it. But mankind, in all our complexity, we undertook to bear it. This verse puts our entire existence into such a profound perspective. We accepted a weight that the grandest creations were afraid of, a responsibility that demands just deep, deep humility.
And this is where it all comes full circle. Abu Bakr's constant prayer, especially that specific prayer for forgiveness, it wasn't born from a sense of failure. It was born from a deep, profound understanding of this immense trust. His humility was his strength. His constant turning to God was his way of shouldering that great responsibility.
Which leaves us with this final thought. When a person's faith is guided by unparalleled knowledge, learned from the best of all teachers, and is built on a foundation of profound, unwavering humility, what kind of character do you think is built? Well, the story of Abu Bakr suggests the answer is pretty clear, a character worthy of paradise.